So starting off strong with
Team Awaken Orochi and King of Fighters.
And apparently fucking streamer stuff or something? Hold on, I'm double checking something.
You're looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Stream's going on my end. I'm looking on PC.
I'm just trying to figure out why it dropped on my phone at the moment.
It's probably change the video quality. That usually helps.
Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to it.
Those who forget their manners may be subject to a beating. Elizabeth Bluntworth.
Yeah, no, it's back now for some reason.
Ready?
Yeah, change the video quality. It usually corrects itself.
No, I think Twitch on the phone just crashed.
Ah, that's bad.
Yeah, it's whatever. Alright, so what's the difference between awakened and non-awakens?
They're actually boss characters.
Like, these are all, like, old-time bosses or something like that?
Yeah, well, a boss variant team. Basically, they're essentially like how Street Fighter has, like, their 4 Heavenly Kings. It's the same with these 3. They're basically so close and powerful to, like, the final boss of their saga. They're literally, like, before you fight Orochi himself at the very end, you have to fight the awakened version of the followers. Basically, these 3.
Okay, interesting. So basically, they're like the Fulgor before the final guy.
Bingo.
Interesting. Is there like a canon reason why they're the strongest, or is like, no, these are just the characters we made the strongest?
There is a story reason related to why they became this, because let's see, I forget which King of Fighters was it, because it has been forever and a day since the Orochi saga. They basically were, since they were the closest followers to Orochi, he gave them some power from him.
Oh, this is like Loki saga shit then, alright.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, okay, so they're Hollow Warriors.
Yeah, that's the easiest analogy I can put there.
I mean, again, it's just, yeah, this is a whole thing that I came up with all myself, and I had never played this game, so.
Yeah. If I can get his level 3 going. Come on, hit me.
Come on,
hit me.
I want you to do it.
Hit me. Do it now. I'm right here. Too hard. Too hard. Shit. His life was too low.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. I wanted to do the level 3. At least I wanted to do the thing. He wouldn't let me do the thing, so I will pummel him. Cause
let's get into the fun stuff. So
here we go.
Do you want to start with updates, or how do you want to go about it?
Everything has updated. Damn near everything has been updating.
I'm not so much talking about games, I'm talking about in general. Where do you want to start?
Surprise me, Das.
Oh, we can talk about She-Hulk.
I've heard that show's been getting random backlash because people calling it sexist.
I don't see how yet, but okay.
Yeah, I was like, I just read that. I literally just read that and was like, oh, the show is sexist. You guys are just want to just open your mouth just to speak now. There's not even really sexist if you've actually read the comic books.
Well, not only that, I mean, because I watched the first episode, and I can't say I've read the comic books, but I have a fair understanding of where the character comes from the comics. Like, I've seen enough, like, reviews and analysis
and absorb things through nerd osmosis, which is a thing.
Yeah, basically. No, I mean, you're not even wrong, because I've sit there and talked to other, like, geeks and nerds about, you know, She-Hulk and, you know, the impact that she could have, kind of thing.
Nah, those are for the viewers. Like, yeah, nerd osmosis does exist. It usually just inclines, like, yeah, you're in nerd conversation and someone brings it up. Because, like, in most conversations, Das brings up his tentacle collection.
Well, you bring up my trophy collection all the time, so.
So you are a trophy hunting whore, sir.
Are we talking about the actual trophies, or are we talking about Ultimate Marvel again?
Yes is the answer to that question. I don't know what anything else wouldn't be.
So I've seen the first episode, and I will say it's like I'm enjoying the ride so far, kind of thing. I'm not gonna get into spoilers because it's still fairly fresh.
It's been a week.
No, it hasn't.
Oh.
It came out.
Well, by the time this goes on YouTube, it will be already out for a week.
Oh yeah, well there, sure.
Technically, we can release spoilers now, but you know, spoiler warning for those who's watching the VOD of this.
Yeah, I'd say it's like I said. That's why I'm still not gonna like. We do have people that watch the Twitch streams, and so I'm just saying.
Spoiler warning for those who haven't gone to She-Hulk. You may want to skip ahead just a wee bit. If not, come back later and watch the VOD after you know you've watched it.
I mean, it's not very long. Actually, it's like I think it's less than 40 minutes.
Oh well, you know that's not very bad then.
Yeah, like it's just over like you know regular like episode length.
Here we go, level 3. Yes. Damn it, it didn't kill, but
God, it made me feel good.
it did. Anyway, proceed.
Whatever. Like if anything, it's kind of more like demeaning towards men than anything. Like that's the closest I would say it even touches sexism. Because again, I didn't from watching the first episode, just from the first episode in its own little bubble. I don't see anything sexist about it. To be honest with you, it's like
me neither.
She's an independent woman that stands up for herself, and you know she doesn't want to rely on anyone else.
She doesn't exactly flinch towards anybody else and the whole sort of thing, because who cares? I know what I'm doing, and blah blah blah. I mean, who doesn't like a strong woman?
She brings up a fair argument towards the understanding of anger between the male and the female components.
Go on.
There's a little bit of a rant in the middle of the thing. It's like, you know, I've been having to control my anger forever, you know, because every time someone catcalls me or explains my own profession to me, you know, it's like I have to control my anger, otherwise I might be hurt, broken, lost, or straight up killed. And it's like, that's a fair point. I can't even argue with that.
Yeah. That's a very legitimate point there. You know, I can't be mad at that one either.
Yeah, so it's like if anything, like I said, again, I am not of the female capacity, but it's like I don't see anything where it would be demeaning towards women. So I don't understand where they're coming with it's sexist.
Yeah. My thing is like people are just complaining just for the sake of complaining.
Alright, they do it all the time though. I mean, like, have you heard the Sonic fandom? The Sonic fandom complains about anything.
God, any every little thing for whatever reason, but the Sonic fandom is usually people talk. Well, it's more or less the people pick on the Sonic fandom because it's an easy target.
Well, in this point, I use it not so much to pick on it. It's more like a dramatization. It's like, you know, again, any fandom of anything can fucking turn toxic real quick.
That is true.
You know, so it's like I'm not.
The furry fandom picks on the furry fandom. That's how stupid it is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, well, I remember once I got invited to a furry
convention.
No, it wasn't a convention. It was a parade. It was a furry parade, of all things. And they're like, oh, well, it's like, you know, do you have a fursona? It's like, well, not really. It's not really a fursona,
but he has a sona per se.
Yeah, and I tried to explain to them about this whole thing, and they're like, well, technically that counts. It's like, how the fuck does that count? There's not an ounce of fur on me.
Well, it's
no,
usually
see, like, it's not so much the fur side of the whole thing. It's like, this is a form you derive more comfort in. And it's like, I guess I see where you're going. It's like, so you're telling me that by your rules, which the rules stipulated you had to be covered head to toe in your persona, that a guy who felt more comfortable in an astronaut suit would be allowed to walk in this parade? And they answered yes, and I couldn't argue with that anymore.
And like that's where I was like, well, well, this became a moot point and a moot conversation. Like, well, all right.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those things like when you argue by logical rules, I'm okay with it, kind of thing. Because like, no, it's like, all right, by this line of logic, it all makes sense then.
But back on topic of She-Hulk and Hulk 9.
Yeah. Again, though, like, there's not a lot to say right now because again, it's only one episode deep. But I like the setup. I like where it seems to be going. They haven't really played their hand yet. The only other major thing that really came out of it that I noticed was the Deadpool fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, because canonically in comic books, She-Hulk broke the fourth wall long before Deadpool was even created. She was one of the first few characters to do it. It was her, Spider-Man, then Deadpool, in that order specifically.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's like, you know, it's nice, it's refreshing, it gives the, in my opinion, it gives the show some character of its own kind of thing. So, you know, it's like, I'm totally down with this.
Because, like, the way that they are running this show, it seems like they're... Well, She-Hulk has had, like, multiple comics and reiterations over the years of Marvel and basically them changing hands. Because it seems to me they're sticking with the sensational She-Hulk timeline of it, which is still more or less similar to how her original origins is, because she was still practicing law. One guy, she was about to, you know, prosecute, not defend, wanted her literally out of the way and was planning to send his goons to kill her. And Bruce was there to, you know, talk to her, like, oh, how things have been, because they haven't seen each other in a while. He basically told her that he was the Hulk, and he was trying to, you know, seek help, and it's usually sometimes talking to family may help a problem. Like, it's kind of true, but it's also kind of wrong, depending on how your family is. And then while... Yeah, and then with this them going back home, one of some the guy's goons came and shot her shot her, and she needed a blood transfusion with the amount of blood she was losing, and her and Bruce are literally compatible blood types.
Yeah, and they did change a little bit of the story here. Like, they didn't make it so I guess clear-cut transfusion kind of deal. Yeah. But from the small changes they did to her origin stories, like, I really don't have any bitches about it. It's just, it's kind of like taking a step back and it's like, this is MCU. And it's like, they've changed a lot in the MCU just largely just because of rights reasons. Yeah. So, like, small changes like the way she gets her powers in this one, which is from a car accident and it wasn't a transfusion compared to a car accident, and oh, Bruce bled on me. Like, shit like that is like that. Yeah, that's not gonna bother me. Yeah.
Fuck. So she didn't get her powers through the blood transfusion with her and Bruce.
Yeah, she got it through a semi-different way.
Still the gamma radiation for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, and they kind of go into that a little bit too. They just kind of ride off the plot point, and they use a technique called lanterning.
Lanterning.
In videos, you see it a lot, where something doesn't make a lot of sense, or it's like in the real world it wouldn't work. So, like, smoking in a space station. Smoking in a space station, you can't do because
it's obvious it's a bad idea. You're smoking in a space station.
Alright, but you're not supposed to do it because of the higher oxygen content, and I think it would kill the cigarette instantly or something along those lines. That's exactly what it does.
Yeah, it actually would not allow the cigarette to actually stay lit long enough for you actually even get the first initial puff, but the cigarette would not stay lit entirely.
Right. Well, anyway, in sci-fi movies a lot, they'll bring up the point is like, oh, well, we'd be smoking we can smoke in a space station because blankety blank was created or something like that.
Because of some whatever extra BS reason that allows us to smoke in the space station.
Right. And it's like, that's referred to as hanging a lantern off of it. It's movie talk. I've watched a lot of old movies about it.
Like, oh yeah, because we have this particular filtration system, or because we have this whatever biome-like system, we can't actually smoke in here and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Exactly. Which is not the same thing as, like, you know, setting up MacGuffins and stuff like that, or Chekhov's gun. But a lantern can be a Chekhov's gun, so, I don't know, it gets complicated after that. It really depends on the story after that.
Yeah, because I've already came to terms with the fact that Marvel movies and Marvel comics are two totally different sides of the coin here.
Well, yeah. And honestly, they should be. I mean, for the most part, they're just cleaning up a lot of comics that have gotten very convoluted over many years of comic runs.
Many years of comic runs, many change of hands, and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Many different storylines.
Like, how many more times are they going to rewrite Superman's story?
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious joke, yeah.
Because his powers have been boring since the 1940s!
Or even on a lesser extent, fucking Wolverine. How many times are they gonna redo Wolverine to make him stronger?
Seriously, leave Wolverine alone! The man has suffered enough!
Yeah. A retcon his origin or something else is like, okay, y'all can calm down. I know fucking Wolverine's fucking prime gamut for this shit, largely because the fuckers live so long and he has amnesia. Just to fill, makes all these convenient holes in the story that they don't have to fill.
Yeah. And then hell, anytime they deal with any sort of little, hey, this story takes place in the 18th century, like, who's this conveniently gruff-looking guy in the background calling people bub?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the one that makes me laugh is Captain America seeing any Captain America story when he's doing World War II and Wolverine's there in the background. That was the funniest one. See Wolverine Sabretooth just back there. That I like that one because he's dead.
Let's see what else. Well, I guess I could start talking about the world of RE again.
Here we go. Alright, what's going on in the world of Resident Evil? Has Wesker's plan of global saturation take hold completely?
No, it didn't.
It's kind of like that in the real world right about now.
Well, you remember how they were remaking Resident 4?
Yes.
That's not the only remake they're making.
Code Veronica?
Nope.
5?
Nope, try again.
Revelations?
Nope.
0?
Nope.
Damn.
I know, I was kind of hoping for that too.
RE6 remake?
Nope, keep trying if you want.
What they're remaking RE2 and 1? Well, 2, 1 and 3?
You're half right. Well, you're third right when you say that.
Alright, I'll bite. What are they doing?
They're remaking Resi 1.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like, what? Why?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Like, okay, and like, granted, they're upgrading the whole thing to fucking be a better system, blah, 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 I don't care. But, yeah. I'm trying to fucking dig up the thing.
Dig it up.
Remake on Unreal Engine 5.
I mean, technically the remake of the thing was more or less... Well, the remake started after RE0 because new engine and we want to try to redo a thing.
Right.
And then we got RE1 remake. RE2 was Unreal Engine 4 or 3. I want to say it was 4. RE2 remake was there
it is. Yeah, Resident Evil Remake is using
oh, look, story.
I'm sorry?
Story.
Oh.
虫けららしい勘違いだね。あの世に行くのはあなたの方ですよ。草薙京。この炎で送ってあげます。灰すら残らないほど念入りにね。
やってみろ。てめえらオロチの濁った炎で俺の炎を燃やせるってんならな。
Say, that's a nice jacket.
No, DOS, you can't have his jacket. Stop trying to steal Dio's jacket. Anyway, so Resident Evil and
yeah, Resident Evil remakes underway from the folks at Biohazard, blah blah. It's using the new Unreal Engine 5 to recreate the iconic survival horror game that helped define the genre. The trailer is out and shows scenes from the iconic Spencer Mansion renewed in HD. Resident 2 remake was praised for the atmosphere created in the game. Practically, like they're just bringing it up right now. What's your Ooh, a fan-made remake of Code Veronica is supposedly in the works, but it's fan-made, so.
Boo! Fan-made! It needs to be the real deal. I feel robbed accordingly because it's fan-made. Because if they remade RE0, and well, if they did remake an RE0, made it 2-player, that's another thing on the docket.
The remake is still in production, and there is no release date as of yet.
No, of course there isn't.
That is what it is. But yeah, it's like I watched part of the trailer that this is talking about. And it is stunning to watch the thing being remade again, but everything is not like
everything is not
atmospheric, I guess the best way to phrase it, because again, it doesn't have that map backdrop like it did in the old game.
Right.
The remake, I guess.
Yeah, the first remake.
So, you know, I'm all about game preservation, but it's like, I'm sitting there, come on guys, you could totally use half this hardware just to make the bad game and bring them good again.
Right, because the smarter because the better thing to do would be, you know, honestly, just, whatchamacallit, remake Code Veronica, remake RE0, Revelations could, remake Revelations 1 and 2, at least that way get a 2-player online, that actually would help us out. Versus 2-player local.
I am afraid by the statement though, it's like, oh, well, we can use it, because the last time that somebody sit there and ran a fucking remake on us is like, we got RE2 make and RE3 make, and while good games on their own, they are pale imitations of what their original one was. A simplified and dumbed down process of the original game. So I do worry about it from that perspective. Yeah.
Because, like, if they're going to... I'm kind of... Well, hold on. So they're using our Real Engine 5 or whatever the latest one is?
Unreal 5, yeah.
Okay, now I gotta pause now because now I actually have to use... I gotta do some brain work here. The last time they switched to using the Unreal Engine for any RE-related game, we started getting like RE2 and 3 make.
Yeah.
So that kind of... the wheels are turning. Like, are we going to get RE8 after we get RE4 remake?
Well, what the... Was it Village 8?
Village was... No, yes, Village was 8. Excuse me, 9.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. I meant to say 9. Thank you for correcting me, Das. Thank you for that. like, cause I remember them in the swamp was 7.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that one was 7. 6 was a cringy one that apparently sold the most out of the RE games.
Which is weird to me, but hey.
Yeah, no one liked it, but it still sold the most.
Excuse me. Anyway. Who are you tapping? So I'm assuming you're back to playing.
Yeah, I was like, I had to... like, hold on, wait a minute. So we're gonna get RE9 or some shit? I'm partially curious about that.
Well, I mean, 8's come out, but I don't think it would be the right time frame to make 9. Like, usually they wait a couple years before fucking they even start talking about it.
I mean, they busted out RE2 making an RE3 make back to back.
Well, yeah, but that was because it was the same engine and, like, literally the two stories were connected to each other.
And they cut so many fucking corners on it, it just hurt. Fucking
Yeah, that's
hurt.
what I'm saying. It's like, you know, they cut corners on it. It's like, again, I appreciate the effort that went through into making it. I'm not arguing that. But what I would say is, like, yeah, no, the story and shit like that suffered because of it. Like, just some of the shit in, like, 3 especially, just like, why? Why would you do that?
Why would you do that and not do the other thing? We didn't get the clock tower scene. We didn't get the grave digger. They skipped the hell of a lot of shit in 3. 2, I could kind of let go for the sake of it was a different engine, and they didn't know they probably didn't know the full limitations of what they could have pushed, and possibly for time's sake.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk excuses if you want, but it's like, I'm still kind of iffy on that kind of logic too. I mean, they had a clear idea of what they were wanting to do with the game. You know what I mean? And, like, 2 was fucking amazing because of the fact that they put so much work into Mr. X. He was clearly, like, the thing that actually, like, really sold that game.
Yep. Hell, I wanted... go ahead.
I was saying, then, oddly enough, by 3, you know, it was like, well, that was just Mr. X. Imagine what, you know,
an enemy that can actually attack, you can do.
Yeah. And then they brought out Nemesis, and he was just there. Like, he shows up in a couple scenes, and it's like, they almost, like, inverted the fucking roles here. Like, Mr. X would show up in a few spots in Resi 2, and that would be it. Case dependent on where you were.
Right.
And then Nemesis would continuously punch you the entire game.
Hell, and Nemesis can go into safe rooms, which was the scarier part.
Yeah.
Safe rooms were never safe.
Yeah. Then you flip to, like, the remakes, and then Mr. X is the one that's fucking hunting your ass the entire time. And he can't go into safe rooms, but, you know, he was a daunting figure the entire game.
Player 2 takes an early lead.
And then Nemesis gets the fucking nerf where he's like, yeah, I really only show up in a few spots for cutscenes and stuff like that. It's like,
yeah, and you can milk them for literally upgrades accordingly.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh yeah, grenade, couple of grenades here. Let me just, for whatever reason, throw shit at you. Hey, explode Nemesis. Oh, you dropped a case that actually has my upgrades for my next gun, for my current gun, is not the next gun I'm gonna pick up later down the lines. Cool. Now I have a beefier shotgun.
Oh look, it's a weapons depot that delivers.
Basically. Because I literally just kept shooting at Nemesis with like heavy, like, oh, I have a grenade. I'm saving this for Nemesis. Like, I would literally purposely try to bait out Nemesis in particular spots just so I can just, hey, drop this stuff. Hey, drop more stuff. Keep dropping my stuff. Run your pockets, Nemesis. Alright, cool. Now I have everything that I need. Bye. And that's it.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Would have Nemesis run his pockets for all the shit that he has just so I can be done with his bullshit.
Honestly, I think games like Veronica and Resi Zero would both fucking do great with fucking a remake, because, like, there were problems in both those games from what I understand. I haven't gotten to Veronica yet, but, you know, Veronica's very close to the list, too. So.
Yes, the biggest problem was Steve Burnside's.
Yeah.
That was the problem in Code Veronica. That obnoxious little shit.
But yeah, no, it's like, both those games I think would warrant, they would do amazing with a remake and a better engine kind of thing. And
they
it's
would
like,
warrant
clean up the story a little bit, clean
very
up some of the
much so.
fucking stupid ass puzzles. I'm not letting that lighter one go. I will never.
I know. You will die on that hill. I'll plant some pumpkin seeds in your wake.
Just say. That was the stupidest fucking puzzle. Walk around 8 gallons of gasoline. It's like, oh, I can't get this lighter to work because I don't have lighter fluid.
Oh, what's this? Hey, Das, I found a match. Let's burn shit down and just go home.
Yeah,
The
seriously.
fucking end.
Seriously, hold on. Let me just pour a little bit around the fucking cement structure, a little bit on the wall here. Hey, where's that match at?
Like, me thinking, like, so are we looting the place before we burn it down or no?
Fuck no. I'm getting rid of all the problems at once. Well, anything solid will fucking mass together.
I don't know. That those two statues look very valuable. Probably can get a few bucks out of that.
Man, all the good shit's down in the lab. It's not even gonna burn.
Shit, me. Like, hey man, this one has jewels encrusted into it. To see me with a knife just picking shit up, like I'm just gonna steal this shit and then burn the rest of the place to the ground. Fuck
Man,
this. Is
a Resi 4 where there's just gems fucking hanging out for no reason.
But most of these statues did have gems in them.
You're not wrong, but I'm also not a treasure hunter, so
I am.
well, you can hoard it, you little fucking dragon. So
Hey, whoa. I don't hoard it. I actually do sell it.
okay, tomato potato.
But that statue puzzle was a bit stupid. It was really
I
stupid.
stand by. You don't need the statues to solve that puzzle.
We really don't. All you need is like a bit of common sense.
Well, I would obviously need common sense, but like,
Just
you don't
no,
need
it's literally
anything.
just no. You basically use two hands. That's all you really need to do for that puzzle.
That's all you gotta do. Is just
Like-
fucking put two hands on it and it opens the door.
Yeah, two hands with enough pressure, it'll open it automatically. The end. Hell, if you want to be clever with it, just grab your belt and just pull it and just tie them together and just tie them all on one thing.
Or even better, fucking. I know it sounds kind of like blasphemy, but work with me here. You know, if you have to have weight on it that stays sustained, like literally, you could just fucking put bullets on it. Like 2 bullets would fucking do the exact amount of weight.
What, a case or just bullets in general?
No, just 2 fucking bullets. Because again, that says according to the puzzle, when the weight is equal or something along those lines, is like the way will be open. It's like bullet, done.
And then grab the bullets and leave.
No, they have to stay on there to keep the door open, because a lot of RE doors are like that. You have to have weight on it. So again, just bullet.
Wait. You know, put bullet, doors open, and then just jam the door open.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
Jam the door open with whatever fucking thing is there, and then just take your bullets and fucking leave. Because that door's gonna stay open. And story.
I'm sorry, plot? Well, this is not the plot, but well, this is a plot. The plot we don't care about.
Well, you don't care about.
No, I mean this is the same plot we've skipped through 100 times.
Not entirely, because each character has their own more or less.
Here it is. Team Awaken just started on my end, so.
Oh, okay.
How do you say his name?
Go nuts.
Thank you.
The other asshole that robbed me for my money in the arcades.
人間は全て死んで
Oh, that was pure
世
brandy at
界
the
は
end.
正しく生まれ変わったこれが地球のあるべき姿なんて美しいんだろう
ええこれがオロチ一族にとっての楽園だけど
なんかつまんねえんだよな。
Yeah.